Oh my goodness. Oh my dang. How y'all doing? Lordy, lordy. It is what? Wednesday? Wing Wednesday? It feels good. It feels good, you know? Been a okay week. Nothing too crazy, man. Just same old, same old. If that makes sense. But we are here. We are live. We are. What rhymes with here? Here. Ready to. Here. Ready to cheer for a good life and a good time. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You lost me. You lost me. I'm sorry. But we're gonna check sound per usual. Good on sound check. Beautiful. YouTube is straight, and by that same metric, Twitch should be good as well. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Day 23 out of 30. And we're good, should we? We are good. Fantastic. All right. So, what are we going to do? We low key. I feel like reacting might be a bit dead today. We'll see what YouTube is looking like. But if YouTube is as dry as I expect it to be, we can probably I say, freaking game tonight. You know, I'm a bit of a gaming mood, I guess. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We shall. So what happened here? I'm getting emails and whatnot. Oh yeah, you want to see something tough? I think this is pretty cool. Get this out the way. Check this out. See this background, bro? Wait, can I? I'll see it. I'll see. There we go. See that, bro? I found this. I was like, wait a second. Let me make this my background. Been on my background for at least a good 2 hours now, and I'm really vibing with it. I don't know if I should like move him down a bit, but I kind of like him how close he is. You know, we'll see how I feel after like a day if I should move him down or not. The answer might be yes, and I might want to make it a bit smaller too, because you can kind of see it blurring out a little bit, and I want it to look crispy and like 4K esque. So we'll see what I'll do. We'll see what I do. But like right now, this background, bro, this is fresh. Wait, this is fresh right here. Like you can't say it's not. You can't say it's not, bro. Um, any whoosies, let's transition. Let's transition as we do. And see what is on the YouTubes. Oh, that water's refreshing. I need to freaking what's the word? Stock up? Yeah, stock up on some monsters, bro. I ran out today. And like now I'm kind of fiending. Just a little bit though, not too hard, but I got the taste back and now I need it again. Because I've been on like I haven't had a monster in like a minute. Then I had like one today. Then like another one like I think like 4 days ago. So yeah, like now the taste is back and like I'm like I need a little more. You feel me? Ain't nothing here for realsies. Unless let's check XXL freshman real quick. Nope, nothing. A most skilled fighter. Oh yeah, this guy right here with the dog. He's most definitely last. Ballerina I see being up there. She has potential. Number one. I think number one should be John Wick unless I'm missing somebody. Maybe that's just for clickbait. That's what I'm thinking. what is blind dating? I don't know. I guess I'm enjoying the dating stuff now because I've been watching Love Island, bro. This stuff right here. Let me actually hide that. I don't want them to think I'm promoting pirating. But yeah, Love Island's pretty darn good. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. It's just fun stuff. Bro, where is the good stuff? Mexican dads try soul food for the first time. Chicken with shrimps, greens. Pretty good spread, pretty good spread. Didn't we watch something similar to this? Let's open this in a new tab and see what the stuff recommends.
A demon boy band?
Pause. Okay, yeah. Similar stuff. Actually, to be honest, I think we've seen enough of the Sony versus Pixar. Like, we know right now Sony's killing the game. But what else they got over here? You haven't seen Lilo and Stitch? Romance is dead. Interesting. Okay. It actually has some interesting stuff here. Weak versus strong. Girl boss. Oh, wow. Wow. That is true. Okay, let's check them out. Let's check them out. Let's see what they got.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete.
When I was a kid, Lilo and Stitch was about how an alien dog and an elf.
I will say, bro, like, I used to watch this with my mom and brother, like, all the time when we were kids. And it was just, like, we were, like, fall. So, like, the schedule was, like, we would come back from school or something, eat lunch while watching a movie with our mom, fall asleep on the couch together, and that would be the day. It'll be, like, such a vibe, bro. Like, I remember that part of my childhood. And it was a movie like Lion King, Little and Stitch, Brother Bear, Emperor's New Groove, bro. Like, it was a simpler time for sure, bro. Like, no responsibilities, man. This was one for sure the go-to movie. I think I have it on DVD upstairs somewhere. But loved this movie as a kid. Really did. And for me, the movie was just, what's the word? Like she said, like just a alien dog, a girl, and her sister. And like just, for me, it was just like a fun shit. It's like, oh, look at this alien dog doing crazy stuff. But like, when we watch this, it's like, oh, this movie's actually kind of sad, bro. Like, it's pretty insane looking back, like watching it again, like how deep the movie was. Go on, I'll let her talk now.
This loving Hawaiian girl became a family. There's childhood grief, loneliness, fighting CPS. It is really complex, and I think it might be one of Disney's best movies. So it's sad to say that at the time of recording this video, the live action just came out, and with very mixed reviews. I almost went to see it, but the truth is, I don't like 90% of live actions, and I can almost guarantee you that it won't compare to the original for me. So I just kept my peace and rewatched the original.
And she was right. I didn't watch it either, to be honest. Because like, I heard stuff like how Nani gave up Lilo in the end to go to school, and how Jumbo was just the villain. There was no Gantu. It was just insane changing. Like, I'm not watching this movie, bro. I'm not watching this. I'd rather just, keep the original at heart than watch this live action truly remake and just spoil my taste buds and ruin my mood, bro. Like, this movie is truly peak. And like, if they would have just did a 1-to-1, I think it would have been perfect, to be honest. Like, oh, let's see this live action 1-to-1. It would have been great. Because it's just, they had the money for it. Lilo and Stitch, bro. Like, this is a movie you want to put money into. But they were just being cheap, one like a quick $1 billion movie.
And especially socially, Lilo bites, performs voodoo rituals, avoids social norms, and has absolutely no filter for intrusive thoughts.
Did you ever kill anyone?
As a kid, I never saw anything wrong with Lilo. That was just the way she was. I'd say the same thing now. That's just the way Lilo is. But now
that issue, like, as a kid, bro, I didn't like Lilo was. I thought she was just a fun character, and I was like, oh, I won't be friends with her. Why does she have no friends? That's what I thought when I was younger watching this movie, bro. Like, it made no sense to me. But these girls were tweaking out on her, bro. She just seemed like a fun time.
Also appreciates how important her weirdness is her weird art.
I will say the quirkiness thing is true. Like, I feel like when it comes to like when people make quirky characters now, it feels almost forced. While hers did feel like very natural looking back at it. Like, it wasn't like forced. So look how quirky she is. It's more like, oh, this is just a kid doing quirky things, you know? It just felt natural and very smooth. Because think about, there's like quirky characters exist now, but they always just feel like, oh, that's the quirky character. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, let me see if I can explain this right. Like modern day times when it comes to quirkiness, like you look, oh, that's just the quirk, oh, that's the quirky character. But with this, it felt like, oh, Lilo is quirky. There we go. That makes more sense. Lilo is quirky. She's not the quirky character. See that, guys? Take your time, figure out your words, and you can drop bombs. Diamonds, if you will. Oh, that was embarrassing. I thought the video was going to start. I need to do 3 clicks.
I never noticed this before, but art is so central to Lilo and Stitch, which is exactly what Lilo teaches Stitch. Actually, Lilo mirrors the Stitch so much more than I remember, especially in the opening scenes.
If I gave Pudge tuna, I'd be an abomination.
And as for that abomination,
Does this look infected to you?
Does this look infected to you?
Better not have rabies.
Even though they are so physically different, they actually are very similar. They both destroy because they are alone, but both wish for family. Lilo gets through to Stitch because she sees herself in him, and they both channel their chaotic energy into something positive. That's just in the first half, because in the later half, she mirrors Nani, who is trying to discipline her so the social worker doesn't.
Bro, this movie is actually so good. It's insane. Like, the levels, like, what happened to old Disney, bro? Like, just, this is a movie that kids can seriously enjoy, but at the same time, as an adult, you look back and you can watch and be like, wow, this is actually kind of deep. Like, let's look at Disney movies. Disney animated movies. Let's just take a quick gander real quick. I'll go to recent. Oh, they're counting Pixar too. Whatever. Moana 2, I didn't watch that. Inside Out 2, barely remember it. This is Pixar. Where's Disney stuff? Encanto, I didn't watch that. This was a Disney movie? Frozen 2. Okay, Coco was pretty solid, but that was 2017. First Moana was pretty solid. Good Dinosaur was okay. But none of them had like layers like Lilo and Stitch did, if that makes sense. Like, I haven't seen like a good layered Disney movie in a minute. And then we're catching up to like old times back in my day. Princess and the Frog was pretty decent. Up was solid. Yeah, bro, I had to scroll all the way back down, but like, ain't nothing with layers no more, man. It's very in your face. Okay, I see the story. You know what I mean? Like, I think what's the saying? Show us, don't tell us. Like, them just telling you the story like, oh, yes, this is the story, you know. You must love yourself. And, you know, your dreams will always be your dreams. I think that's kind of how the story was. Accept who you are, you know. It's okay to be different from the pact. And don't be like your mother. I think that's how it is also. Or turn into something that you didn't want to be. What was this? What was this theme again? Because the mom for the main character was very overprotective, and she was acting like her mom. I think that was it or something like that. I don't remember. I only watched the movie like one time. Luca was interesting. It was cool, but it wasn't like, again, there wasn't like no cool deep narrative you could like really break down for real. It was just like very obvious stuff. Haven't seen Elio. Yeah, bro, I need Disney to go back in their bag, bro. Needs to lock back in.
Doesn't take Lilo away.
Because it's running like that, you know what I mean? Like how Lilo and Stitch are practically the same, but then Lilo acts like her sister to make sure Stitch is a good person. Like how Nani's doing the same for Lilo, so he does like. It's stuff like that, writing like that. That's like not in your face, but you see it happening. You know, it's really cool to look back on. And like I feel like with modern day, we'll say anime movies, that doesn't really hit on Disney's side. I don't know about what else is good writing. Across the Spider-Verse has decent writing. I'm trying to think. Yeah, off dome I can't think of anything right now. If I can think of something, I'll tell you. No, wait a second. We need sound.
So the social worker doesn't take Lilo away, including a great man. Now, even though a guy should not be the goal of every girl, Nani 100% hit the jackpot with this.
I thought this guy was so cool as a kid, bro. I was like, bro, if I ever had an older brother, that would be him. Like, he is just a super chill guy, bro. So cool.
Man.
Completely understandable.
David is, I think now, definitely in my top 5 Disney men. He has so many great qualities. He's incredibly patient. He's just all around, just fantastic. I love him. Him and Nani are just like, honestly, such a power couple. Which reminds me, a couple months ago,
What was your favorite underrated Disney couple? That is good. Meg and Hercules had a really good story. Milo and Kita was kind of eh. Like, it's more like, how did you get her, bro? Like, you kind of just, popped in out and then was like, oh, yeah. Tarzan and Jane was cute. I literally just rewatched Tarzan, like, I think it was, like, last weekend. Sim and Nala, childhood friends, that doesn't make sense. But I think Meg Hercules, for sure, takes it. Like, they're cute. Like, listen, all these couples are cute for sure. This one I feel like should get last, bro. Like, man kind of just, like, showed her, like, the wonders of the world. And I was like, oh, yeah, and then saved her. And then at that point, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess we're dating now. You know what I mean? Even though this is a really good movie. I like the movie a lot, but nah, bro. Their chemistry just, like, meh. This one's pretty solid. Tarzan and Jane, I think, was pretty good. Like, you could debate these two, I think. Is he childhood friends to lovers? But with Tarzan, it's like, oh, this is the first woman you ever saw, fell in love. Then, like, it's just the unknown and intrigue of this, ape man. So, yeah, just that type of, yeah. I don't know why I'm congested. So we're ranking them. Meg, Simba, Tarzan, Milo. I think that's how I'll go for sure. Yeah. What I have? I think. Okay, let me lock in real quick because I'm realizing how fast I put Meg and Hercules up there. But at the same time, because like I really like Hercules, this Hercules movie, like as a kid, this is like one of my favorites. Oh my goodness, it was like this, Lilo, Emperor's New Groove, like the songs too. What is it? No, what was it? I can stay, I am in love. How did that song go? Because it was like a jazz. It was Meg's song with the the gospel ladies. Oh my god. No chance. No. Can I play this song on? We'll see if I get copyrighted. We'll see. There we go. I remember that. I just need to. I don't know why I just clicked in my head, but yeah, this song. Da 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 da. Sam in love. Oh, and Go the Distance. This song is a banger. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I am almost there. I could go the distance. Da 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 da. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth. Bro, this whole movie is a banger. And looking now, I'm thinking about it, it deserves a glaze because like their love story was kind of decent. Because like she was supposed to seduce man, find out weaknesses and whatnot, but she was slowly falling from me. Like he was the hero that she needed. And wait, low key, let me cook. Like this man's whole journey was trying to be a hero to go into Olympus. And then like he became like this famous personality, but he wasn't like a true hero. And him saving Meg made him become that true hero because like he found love. And then at the same time he became the hero that Meg needed from Hades. Like, yeah, this movie's actually good, bro. This is actually like a good love story because like he became what she needed, and by doing that he became the hero that he was trying to be. Yeah, bro. Yeah, actually, they're at the top. Most definitely. Then I'll give it to Simba and Nala. Because they were childhood friends, became needed to come back but didn't want to come back. Was like, I don't want responsibilities, but then came back to be the king and whatnot. But yeah, no, their love story is actually pretty good. That's what I call solid writing. You know what I mean? Became the hero that she needed him to be. That she needed was what I should say. And because of that, he became the hero that he wanted to be with his family, but then turned it down to be with her. That right there. Come on, yeah, they're at the top. They're at the top for sure. Who won that poll? Actually, I'm curious. Who won that poll?
Limu Limo at your service.
Let me do that. Post. All right, I'm clicking. Oh, she had a Nami and David. God damn it. What? Okay. Oh, she took out Simba. She took out Simba and Nala. Okay. I gotta give it to Megan Hercules, but not. They were kind of more background love, though. She said underrated Disney couple. Who's your favorite underrated Disney couple? Like, it was cute love. And I for sure think their connection was better than them for sure. You just see it throughout the movie and whatnot. Like, it's small stuff, but it was cute. They had a lot of good moments. But Megan Hercules, bro. I want to say Reese Bias, but like I get it. Like that whole video did help, but like Megan Hercules, I'm glad they got second at least. Y'all got Milo and Kita over Tarzan and Jane. Like these two should be close. It's either or, but they should be at the bottom for sure. But man, well, let me see the comments with this one. Ooh, that's a good one. Pacha is a fantastic husband, bro. And Chicha's a lovely wife. Tarzan and Jane so underrated. They're underrated on this poll. Man, stop it. Like, bro, they it's like that's pretty close. They're both like these two you could really like debate for sure. Debate you in this super hard. How do I back out? I don't see anymore. I had to do that. Yeah, I do. You know, more stuff. This is actually kind of fun. Which Disney dress is the most disappointing? I think it has to be this one, bro. Snow White sitting there. That looks alright from what I'm seeing. I do enjoy Pose, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm thinking I'm getting too far on the girly side. I don't know what this means. which is what? I don't know what that means. I'm curious who won this one though. I'm gonna click on Overliable. Makes sense. Seminala last. Interesting. Yeah, I lost faith in Disney. Like, if it's... I lost faith in Disney. I'm not gonna hold you. Bro, these are actually fun polls. This person's going crazy. She's going crazy. Okay, let me stop. Let me get back to the video.
Did do a poll on my community posts about who was the best underrated Disney couple, and I did not include David and Nani. And so I think I'm gonna redo that, and we'll see if we get the same answer or a different answer. I'll be very curious. But all in all, David, phenomenal. Nani, phenomenal. Lilo, phenomenal. And even Stitch, phenomenal. There are so many things that I could talk about that I think make the movie so special as well. Like, the music is so good. Like, the Elvis soundtrack, definitely, but the Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride song is just so great. There's the art style that I absolutely love.
Bro, I really do like the art style of this movie. Like, the hand-drawn stuff, please bring that back.
Love the watercolor. There's just so many layers to this movie that I think makes it so beautiful to rewatch as an adult. But you know, that didn't make me enjoy it any less when I was younger. It just made me enjoy it more when I'm older. I guess I'll find out how the remake handled everything when it comes on streaming. I've already heard several questionable changes, so I'm not super optimistic. But you know what? For now, I'm just gonna live in ignorant bliss. If you did see the live action, I would be curious to know if you think they kept the same adult themes.
No, this is a whole vibe video. Art at Midnight. Check Shorty out, bro. This is gas. No chance, no way. There we go. Like, Mr. Bubbles is like underrated too. Like, being like a very, like, he wants Nani to succeed. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to do good, but like, I think, you know, the house catching on fire and whatnot, and like him blowing up, like, bro, he was. I think that was a very powerful scene. Like, bro, look at this. You're putting your sister in danger. Is this a safe environment for her? I gotta take her away. You know, I don't want to do it, but I have to. Like, Mr. Bubbles is very much underrated when it comes to that. Is there? I low key want to see another one because this is pretty decent. Does he have another banger that I could watch? Or should we just save her again for next time? We needed something to watch. She on 90 videos. She's putting in work. What's her oldest? 3 years ago? Did in her bag. Anti-love. That seems interesting. I think it's really just the quality of it. Wardrobe. They do. Wow, this is okay. Okay, we'll slow down. We'll slow down. We won't hop into a rabbit hole, if you will. Friendly tropes are ruining male characters. Interesting. We'll open that new tab just in case. What was Khalid? No. Page. I don't care that much. Never mind. Here's why every artist. That seems interesting, actually. The darkest twist ever in a kids movie. That all seems interesting. The symbolism of pink hair. We did just see a pink hair character. We'll open that up too. Like great power systems don't need. I'm actually curious about this. We'll watch this, then we'll go through this list I made. See what's about.
When it came time to take things to the next level, I knew that I had to.
I don't mean to be that guy, but you know those guys that are overly happy, like always. I'm like, bro, what's going on with you, bro? Like I always get that thought back when like, why are you so happy? Like stop it. Like what makes you so happy? Like I don't want to be like a complete hater, but like that's like my first thought because I remember seeing this guy on had it been like YouTube Shorts or TikTok, I'm like, bro, why is this guy always smiling? What makes you so giddy? Like, do you love your job that much? Like, it can't be. I don't know. Is it an act? Like, those are all my thoughts. Maybe I'm just a depressing person, whatever. But man, bro, some people just be a little bit too happy for my liking. And I'm like, calm that down, buddy. You're on 20 out of 10. You should be like at least an 8. Give me like 8 happiness. You know what I mean? Because even right, you know, on the pause stream, I still feel the happiness. Maybe I'm just miserable. I don't know, bro. But
Website and Wix.
It's both a funny and kind of sad thing. I'll say kind of sad. Like, bro, why am I hating this man that's super happy?
Was perfect for that. I'm Josh Harmon. I'm a musician, I'm a content creator, and I'm a sound effects artist.
Are good power systems overrated? Dawn to Dawn is a massive...
Oh, shoot. Oh, my God. You guys were probably in the comments this entire time, and I haven't seen y'all. My bad, y'all. Let me check the comments. I totally forgot. Mute. Okay, y'all been chilling YouTube. Okay, I see how it is. Like the video if you can. Oh, let's check Twitch real quick. What the... I feel so bad now. My bad, kings and queens. Twitch chat. All right, y'all chilling. Okay, so I didn't miss any comments. We're good then. We're good. All right, let's go back to the video.
Massively mainstream anime with great fights, but it really doesn't have a power system. There's different abilities and some rules, but it's not nearly as nuanced as the new power system in Gachi Akuta. Gachi Akuta is more in line with classics like Hunter x Hunter and JoJo, or more recently Jujutsu Kaisen. And up until now, the assumption was every big anime needed some big power system, but Dawn to Dawn has plenty of insane powers and we barely know how they work. Which raises an important question. Are power systems actually overrated, or is there something else going on? So in this...
I think power system, it's like a... It just needs to work in the story. And like when a character does something, it's like, oh my god, how did that happen? It's like, okay, I can see that. That makes sense. Like with Dragon Ball Z, there's no real power system. It's more like, if you're strong, you can do certain things. You can do this with your ki, do that. And like, things make sense. You know what I mean? I train more, I get stronger. That's why I can do X, Y, Z. Makes sense. Hunter x Hunter, and then with complicated power systems, that's also either like going to be like a really good thing, or it could be like, you know, a double-edged sword. Like if you have a really complicated power system, and then a character does something that doesn't make sense, or the power system is just too complicated to understand, it's just like you get taken out of the story. But if the power system is complicated but makes sense, and like you explain it in a way so like it just flows down. It's like, okay, I understand why this character can do this, why this character can do this, and why they can't do X and Y. That's good. Like Hunter x Hunter's a pretty good example. JJK does that pretty good. Naruto, pretty solid power system too. Same with Bleach. Very simple. One Piece, pretty simple. Kagaka-chan, I forgot. I read like some of the manga. Like I think I got to like chapter 70. I got pretty far into it. I think I'm like past this first season, where it's gonna drop. I'm probably past the first season, or maybe I read the whole first season. One of the two. We'll see when the season's over. But their power system is pretty interesting as well. Has layers who was not overly complicated. Like, yeah, power systems don't need rules if they're easy enough to understand, or so simple it's like, okay, I get what's going on here.
Video, I want to compare the power systems in Dandadan and Gachi-Akuta, discuss the pros and cons to having an unconventional power system, and explain why the only way to beat the best power systems is to not use one at all. Now, let's start by addressing the main difference between Dandadan and Gachi-Akuta. Gachi-Akuta clearly has a hard power system, while Dandadan has a soft power system. And let me just quickly explain what I mean so that we're all on the same page. In fantasy, fans refer to what are called hard and soft magic systems. I believe the term was coined by Brandon Sanderson, but I could be wrong. Basically, a hard magic system is one that is very clearly defined with a certain amount of structure, whereas a soft magic system gives you as little detail as possible. I say power systems, but there's no real difference. We just say power systems in anime and manga. So for example, Gachi-Akuta is closer to a hard power system because readers can easily explain how the powers work. People called gifters can wield items that they are emotionally connected to. That connection allows them to transform the item, giving them special abilities. But if you destroy the item, you destroy the abilities as well. It's very straightforward, even though there's plenty of other details. But Dandadan is not straightforward. Well, it is and it isn't. Dandadan has a power system, but it's not easy to completely explain. That means it's more of a soft power system. And the reason that's actually kind of puzzling is because all of the best battle shonen have hard power systems. Hunter x Hunter, JoJo, the Big Three, even Dragon Ball, a series that often seems like it's just making stuff up, would technically be considered to have a hard power system. And yet, Dandadan doesn't have that, and it's still got great fights. Here's what I mean. In Dandadan, there's different families of abilities. Okarun represents the yokai-based abilities. There's yokai with special powers. Sometimes they're limited to a certain territory that they possess. They can even fuse together. And in the case of characters like Okarun, you gain that yokai's powers when they possess you. Momo represents the much smaller family of what I call psychics. Basically, these characters have some kind of supernatural abilities that do not come from yokai. As far as I can remember, there's really only three: Momo, Gigi, and Seiko. Momo and Gigi were born with psychic powers and can train to improve them. It's not clear if Seiko was born with her powers, but she relies on the local gods that she's connected to. So for example, she has one god when she's home. If she leaves home, then she has to make another contract with that territory's god. So unlike Momo, most of, if not all of her powers rely on being in certain territories. Finally, there's the aliens and cryptids family, which is exactly what it sounds like. These are aliens or mysterious creatures that do not have spirit-based powers. They just have weird abilities that we don't really know about. But to that point, we don't know that much about the other two groups. In the 200 chapters of Dandadan, there's been a surprisingly small amount of explanations. But real quick, before I say more on that, make sure to check out one of my next live streams. I review new manga chapters every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, and I even review Dandadan every Monday. But like I was saying, we get a bunch of little rules here and there, but they're barely even rules. They're more like principles. So for example, we know that spirits have aura, and if they lose or give away all of their aura, then they just vanish. But that's never really had a lot of applications. We also learn from Turbo Granny that you can improve your fighting skills by moving to rhythms, but it never gets brought up again. The closest thing we get to like a real rule is when they explain something about spirals, which opens up a whole rabbit hole into all kinds of theories like spirals being used in other series like Gurren Lagann or Steel Ball Run. But again, this is something we haven't seen or heard of since, meaning the whole spiral thing is there, but it's not really explained. And for the most part, this is as detailed as the power system gets. Like, we know yokai have abilities because they are by definition supernatural, but beyond the whole aura thing, we don't know how their powers work. Same thing goes for this.
Okay. yapping a bit. He's yapping a bit. Maybe he's gonna get some meat and potatoes soon. So I guess it's just, you know, build up.
Psychics. We also know about this thing called empty space, but that doesn't really apply to any of the abilities or power scaling. And in any other battle series, this would ruin the story. Anytime you have a jump series where they don't explain how the powers work, it either makes the fights really boring since readers don't have anything to engage with, or it makes the fights convoluted because they don't have any limits on their powers. Granted, there is such a thing as over-explaining the rules, which can also kill a new manga, but more often what happens is a writer relies on stuff that's already been done in other manga. It's like, oh, well, I'll just put transformations and aura because people like that stuff. But they don't put the time and energy into giving readers something they haven't seen before. And that should be what happens to Dandadan. Katsu doesn't really have an original power system. Aura and Spiral have both been done, and there's no intricate rules or friction to make the power system fun to engage with. Basically, the fights shouldn't be nearly as fun as they are, but they are fun, like really fun. And that is because Dandadan has something that almost no other power system does: mystery. Now, I'm sure a lot of people hear that and immediately think, what are you on? Plenty of battle series have power systems with mysteries. That is very true, but that's not the kind of mystery I'm talking about. So to explain what I mean, let's look at Gachi Akuta again. Because Gachi Akuta is a hard power system and it also has some mystery, but the mystery it has is very different from the kind of mystery in Dandadan. So like I said before, Gachi Akuta's power system is very easy to understand and explain. It may not be as nuanced as something like Nen or Stans, but it's a perfect example of a hard power system. As a result, you engage with its power system like you would a more traditional battle series. You think about the rules you're given and how they apply to the fights. You make theories about how they could be used in other applications. But, most importantly, you make theories about the stuff that hasn't been explained yet. In Gachi Akuta, Rudo stands out because he's the only person we know that can transform just about anything he touches. At first, it seems like an anomaly, but then we find out the true nature of his ability. But once we find out about it, we're given a bunch of questions like, why is Rudo different? What is the extent of his abilities? Are there other characters like him? This is more or less the same feeling we get with any hard power system. With a series like Gachi Akuta, we engage with the power system through rules and the layers to those rules. Gachi Akuta does a particularly good job of this because it explains the power system in levels. Rather than just dump everything on you at once, it reveals layers as you progress through the story, kind of like a video game. And it also does a great job of tying those layers into the story and its characters. So for example, there's reason to believe Rudo's powers have something to do with his family, and we find out that Rudo's family has a bunch of connections in the world. So as we learn more about the powers, we're learning more about the lore as well. This is the main appeal of a power system like Gachi Akuta's. When done right, it creates this sophisticated interplay of powers and world building.
Another interesting one, Undead Unluck. That's a pretty interesting power system too, and world. That has kind of like the same thing going for it as well. Check it out. I think that's a pretty solid. I like the anime and pretty interesting story as well. Like that's a pretty interesting power system they got.
Gives readers the opportunity to play with all of the rules on their own. But that's the upside. The downside is that this creates very clear limits. For example, Gachi Akuta is pretty clear on the whole you need an item to have powers thing. So if you want to make a theory about Rudo, I don't know, unlocking some kind of Super Saiyan form or something, you can do it because it hasn't been completely ruled out yet, but the odds of that happening are pretty low because that's just not how the power system works. While there are unknowns in the story, there isn't a lot of flexibility in this power system in that sense. And that is what I mean when I say Dandadan isn't like other power systems. The downside to a soft power system like Dandadan's is that the lack of rules limits the amount of material you can use for something like power scaling or comparing characters. You can do it, but all of the feats are just based on whatever happens in the moment. Katsu isn't just making stuff up on the fly, but like we showed before, the few insights that come up rarely ever apply outside of their introductions. But that's the downside. The upside is that this leaves a ton of room for imagination. For example, we just had an arc about a fight on a plane. I won't go into detail for spoiler reasons, but manga fans described it as the most Dandadan moment ever. And that's because it had all of these brand new applications of abilities that we never saw coming. That is the beauty of Dandadan's power system. On the one hand, there's really no incentive for power scaling. But on the other hand, because there's this vacuum of rules, it allows readers to make the rules on their own. And that's why I say that Dandadan uses mystery in such a fun way. The whole reason Tatsu made Dandadan, besides the whole romance thing, is because he's really into the occult. And the point of something being occult is that it's a mystery. We have hints and pieces of information, but we don't know the big picture. That's why you kind of need a soft power system in Dandadan. You're dealing with stuff that hasn't been properly discovered yet, so you need that balance of kind of knowing just a little bit, but never quite understanding.
Valid. This is actually a pretty solid video. I like it so far. I was almost done, but like, yeah, I kind of like, I see where he's going right now. I see it. I understand it. I'm understanding the flow. I'm seeing the spiral. Saw that connection.
Understanding really how everything works. But it does work, because every time there's a new arc, fans come up with all kinds of theories for what the next weird powers are gonna be. And unlike Gachi Akuta, or a series with a hard power system, Dandadan lets you make up whatever you want. Now, like I said before, this does seem problematic, because the best shonen work because they give you carefully balanced power systems to hold characters accountable. But the reason this isn't a big deal in Dandadan is because it's not a battle series. It isn't like Gachi Akuta or JoJo or Hunter x Hunter. It is only just now that fights are slowly becoming more important. For most of the story, fights shared the spotlight with the romance. And that's why you can have a soft power system that works. The key to beating the best power systems is to just not have one. If you have a story like Dandadan where you want cool fights, but you don't want the story to be entirely driven by the powers, then you have the option to just not have any limits. The best way I can put it is like this. Gachi Akuta is like a puzzle, whereas Dandadan is more like a paint canvas. The puzzle is limited, but the fun part is seeing how everything fits together. A paint canvas is empty, but the fun part is that you can make it as detailed or as simple as you want. And I used the canvas example because if you're going to do a soft power system, then it has to be done like Dandadan. Dandadan adds little details but never attempts to structure everything. At least not yet. If I give you an empty canvas but then I sketch a picture for you to fill in, well then that's not painting anymore. Now I basically just gave you a coloring book for grown-ups. And if that's what you want, then that's fine. But that would be more of a puzzle. Point being, the reason Dandadan works is because it doesn't try to have structure. Tatsu loves the mystery of yokai and cryptids, so he leans into it. Is it better than a hard power system like Gachi Akuta? No, it's really up to you. If you like power scaling and testing the rules, then you probably prefer Gachi Akuta. But if you just like making shit up, then you probably prefer Dandadan. Neither of them are inherently better, but they both give us one important takeaway. If you're making a power system, don't try to be both. And that's why Gachi Akuta and Dandadan both work. You can either learn from the greats and use that to make your own thing, or you can decide to make your own game. But maybe I'm wrong. Which style do you prefer? How would you describe these power systems? Share your thoughts and see what everyone else has to think down in the comments. I'll pick my favorite and share it as comment of the week on my community tab. And make sure to become a channel member. You'll get...
Alrighty. Solid video. Alright, the symbolism of pink hair. Let's check that out. Symbolism of blue hair. Oh. Oh, this is Deep Diver. Oh, let's actually make sure we get the other guy up here too. Check out his name. Oh, she made it? That's dope. Shonen Yuji. Ouija? Shonen Ouija? Yes, but there he is right there, Kings and Queens, if you want to check him out. Alright, pink hair. Let's talk about it.
One thing can have multiple opposing meanings. In language, a Janus word, named after the two-faced Roman god, is a contronym. The word cleave can mean to split or to join. Dust can mean to clean dust off or to sprinkle dust on. In nature, a chimera is one being composed of cells of different genotypes. In mythology, a chimera is composed of body parts from a lion, a goat, and a serpent, but it all comes together to form one animal. A lot of the time, in media, characters are designed with features that can have wildly different meanings from project to project. That feature is one thing with multiple opposing meanings. But sometimes, these individual different meanings can come together to represent a new identity. One of the most intriguing pieces of character design to me is hair color, just because of the versatility of it. It can be cut or dyed to signify a change, it can be designed in unique shapes, adorned with specific jewelry, temporary wigs can be worn over it, and possibly the simplest way to immediately draw attention to a character is by giving them an unnatural hair color, like pink. So I'm gonna go through some characters with pink hair, and try to discern the reasoning behind it. And like the term Janus word representing two opposites, or the chimera being a singular entity composed of multiple differing parts, see if any common ground emerges between these disparate characters. First up, Lava Girl.
I am curious if there's going to be an emerging pattern. Hopefully we could see it in the first 3. Maybe 2.
2005 movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl, the titular character is a resident of planet Droll, Max's dream world. Lava Girl's hair serves a couple of different purposes. First, it represents her volatility. She's literally made of lava, a dangerous material that destroys everything it touches, and her own constantly changing emotional state is mirrored through her hair. It glows when she's upset, or anxious, or empowered, any strong, uncontrollable emotion, and the destruction it causes leads her to have an identity crisis. We see this struggle through her rivalry with the Ice Princess.
I'm fire. She's ice. We must be enemies.
Where Lava Girl is feared for her fiery powers, the princess is revered for her icy ones. She also represents a calm, cool state that Lava Girl has never been able to achieve. All in all, her hair is a contrast to her perceived personality. She wants to connect with others, but she accidentally harms them when they touch her. She wants to be a symbol of good, but her inability to control herself continually affirms the idea that she's a symbol of destruction. But her final arc relates to a theme that weaves through the entire narrative: energy. In the beginning, Lava Girl is raw, unchecked power. Mr. Electric has harnessed energy, but it's negative and corrupt.
For every person who dreams up the electric light bulb, there's the one who dreams up the atom bomb.
Max's imaginative energy has channeled life into this entire world. His parents might even represent an abstract form of lack of energy, as they've grown apathetic and tired in their relationship. So energy's a big theme, and by the end of the movie, Lava Girl is told directly by her creator what she is.
You are light.
Light is positive, harnessed energy. It's clear, guiding, and balanced. So for her, the hair color changes from confusion and danger to understanding and control. This hair-related identity struggle is definitely not an isolated incident. Charlotte from Lost in Translation and Alice from Closer both wear pink wigs that relate to their internal struggles. Charlotte wears the pink wig during the karaoke scene, a small moment of escapism in an otherwise directionless time. And Alice wears her wig when she's working as a dancer in the club. It plays with this opposing reality again. She's wearing an innocent color while working in a mature space. It also allows her to change her identity and become someone else at work. A character like Frenchie from Grease is one of the few examples of an unintentional change. For her, the pink is a reminder of her failure. She drops out of high school to go to beauty school, then after she accidentally dyes her hair pink, drops out of beauty.
Fun fact, I recently saw Grease 1 and 2. Those movies are pretty good, bro. And the songs, it's a good time. Grease 2 is pretty darn solid, but yeah. Fantastic movie. My friends put me on. We literally were like drunk in bed in the hotel just watching the movie on the iPad. Good time.
Beauty school.
So I actually understood this reference.
She's in a very transitional time, and for her, her mistake shows her that beauty school is not the right choice for her. In Grease 2, she even goes back to school to study chemistry so she can make her own cosmetics. Going back to the bobs, let's just get those out of the way. In Bride Wars, Liv wears a pink bob to her bachelorette party to cover her accidentally dyed hair. It fits in with the club and cements her as the center of attention, until Emma disrupts that. Stephanie from Lazy Town also has a bob.
I play Stephanie in the show. I'm this little girl. I have bright pink hair, right?
Her pink hair fits in with the world. Her vibrant, tailored hair, like Robbie Rotten's slick back hair and Sporticus's pin-straight mustache, are meant to add to the bizarre, dreamlike feeling of the world. All the characters and sets being designed to look like real-life cartoons also just cements the innocent, childlike purpose of the show. This is actually another reason behind a lot of pink-haired characters. Pink is often associated with innocence, making it a popular color for child characters. Pinkie Pie represents pure positivity and joy, childlike traits that match her lively color. Yukio from Deadpool has a similar energy.
I'm just surprised anyone would date you, especially Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony.
The red-haired version of this character from the Wolverine is much more aggressive than the sweet, optimistic version of her in Deadpool that always has some pink in her hair. Poppy from Trolls is another character that feels childlike through her undying optimism. Her whole arc revolves around her desire to bring positivity. The antagonists in this movie are the Bergens, characters who are eternally glum, slow, and negative. Another troll in the village, Branch, the pessimistic hermit, is brought out of his shell and eventually redirects the positivity she's been trying to instill in him. Another example of a character associated with childhood is Strawberry Shortcake. Her hair used to be more red or orange until about 2006 when she was redesigned to have pink hair, a color that she's kept through to her interesting redesign today. One of the more interesting examples of a pink-haired, child-related character is Lotso Huggin' Bear from Toy Story 3. I'm not sure if he's meant to be a deep pink or a pink-purple mix, but the Pixar wiki says he's pink and he's strawberry-scented, which I imagine would be associated to pink. If he is meant to be pink, I definitely think it's an intentional detail to his twist villain plot. He's named Lotso Huggin' Bear. He smells like strawberries, he's fluffy, he lives in a daycare among children. How much more unassuming can he get? So making him a color that people associate with innocence and sweetness just adds to the irony. Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time has pink skin, clothes, and hair. She's a human candy hybrid and an incarnation of the candy elemental. She rules the Candy Kingdom, she's a princess, and she's pink. All qualities that on the surface present her as a bright, sweet individual. She turns out to be, at times, a very capable and strong-willed leader, and at other times, a pretty brutal one. Another character related to Candy is Gingerbread House from Ever After High. Her pink hair might relate to her mother, the witch from Hansel and Gretel, who lived in a candy house, candy being sweet, sweets being related to the color pink. C.A. Cupid, another character on that show, also has pink hair. Since she's the daughter of Cupid, it can be assumed that her pink hair is a reference to innocent love and affection. For some of these characters, they start out with pink hair, and it's a jumping off point for development. At the beginning of Euphoria, Jules has light pink hair.
I think Jules is in constant search of affirmation and love.
She has pink hair when her and Rue meet, before the stress and turmoil of their relationship and her internal struggles have been reflected by her hair, resulting in black streaks at the end of the season and a cut at the beginning of season 2.
So I think she goes really hard, really fast, a little faster than maybe Jules is prepared for.
Ramona Flowers has pink hair at the beginning of Scott Pilgrim as well. It's the first color that Scott sees her in, the one that draws him to her until she dyes it blue. Maeve Wiley also has grown-out pink hair when we first meet her, before she dyes it back to her natural brown. Tony Topaz has some variation of fully pink hair or streaks in the first few seasons of Riverdale, then ends the show with brown hair. Speaking of pink streaks, they, more than a full head of pink hair, tend to be a signal that the character is in distress. Abby from Ginny and Georgia struggles with her body image, her parents' divorce, and fights in her friend group before dyeing pink streaks in her hair. Miranda from Wonder dyes pink streaks in her hair after her parents' divorce, and she cuts off communication with her best friend Via due to the embarrassment from pretending that her life was Via's at her summer camp.
What'd you do to your hair? Do you like it? Yeah. It looks wild. Just trying something different, you know.
Aria Montgomery in Pretty Little Liars has pink streaks in her hair during the first flashback we see, of an emotional moment where she and Allison catch her dad cheating on her mom.
You know what I do remember? Your pink hair.
So is pink hair supposed to represent like some type of childlike innocence, but at the same time distress, if that makes sense? Like having the pink hair, there's like either something going on with you, or it's supposed to be like a way for people to gravitate towards you at the same time. Like, oh, she has pink hair, she must be nice, yada yada yada. But then, you know, it turns out there also could be distressed when it comes to like the hair in like live action. It's like, I think Ramona Flowers was a good example. Like, she had the pink hair, and that was like, you know, a visual cue for Scott to be like, oh, she seems nice, pretty, yada yada. Let me gravitate towards her. You gravitate towards her, you come back later, she has like blue hair, so it's supposed to show like, hey, the pink hair is supposed to show like innocent like beauty, but then there's something underneath that said beauty as well. Or it could just be that innocent beauty. You don't know yet until you like dive further into the character, you know? Okay. I'm starting to see the picture now with all these examples. I like it.
Really?
I thought it was cool.
Really?
Really? I mean, you always did the unexpected.
Even Allison in A Different Universe, playing Amy in Geek Charming, has pink streaks in her hair. And while she's in less emotional distress than the others, she still feels a sense of incompletion for not being able to reconcile things with her old best friend, Dylan. Tony Topaz is actually in this movie too. Like many other unique hair colors, pink hair can symbolize otherworldliness. In Steven Universe, Pearl and Rose Quartz, powerful beings, have pink hair. Even Lars, a normal human, had his skin and hair turned pink after his resurrection, to signify an otherworldly change. Starfire from Teen Titans, a powerful alien princess, and Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents, a zany fairy, have pink hair. This powerful character type can also be more grounded. Characters like Vi from Arcane and Gwen Stacy from Spider-Verse have pink hair, and they're less otherworldly, more rebellious, or conflicted. Vi wants to help Caitlin but doesn't support Piltover, and she knows she needs to stop Jinx, but she doesn't want to lose Powder. Similarly, Gwen contemplates how every Gwen-Spider-Man relationship ends poorly, and she faces conflict with her responsibility within the Spider Society and her loyalty to Miles. So to locate the origin of these many interpretations of pink hair, let's go back to the
Bro, I saw like a meme. Can I rewind back to that?
relationship ends poorly, and she faces
I saw like a meme the other day saying the reason why Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, is it? Beyond. It's getting delayed because Haley Steinfeld doesn't want to freaking meet up with Shameik Moore, and then someone was like, "Man, she better hurry up and get in the booth with that dude, all right, or film separately." Because Shameik, bro, Jesus Christ, why you had to be such a lame weirdo? Made everything awkward now, and I know for sure the press tour now they're going to be completely separate. They are not going to be nowhere near each other. And if they are, bro, he's going to have like a leash on him and be very calm. Because this dude was just so cringe. Look, oh my goodness, man. I need that movie now, but they're delaying this movie way too much.
conflict with her responsibility within the Spider Society and her loyalty to Miles. So to locate the origin of these many interpretations of pink hair, let's go back to the history of the color pink. Way back. In 800 BCE, Homer's Odyssey recognized pink centuries before it was added to the dictionary, in referencing the color of the dawn. For hundreds of years after that point, blue and pink were not gendered colors. In the early 20th century, girls would often wear blue, as it was seen as a softer color, and schoolboys would wear pink, as it was seen as a stronger color, but still a lighter shade of the more masculine red, which was worn by men. This all changed in the 1920s, when the 1770s painting The Blue Boy by Thomas Gainsborough and the 1794 painting Pinky by Thomas Lawrence were paired together by a curator.
So the legend has it that Gainsborough created the Blue Boy as a response, a challenge to Joshua Reynolds after Reynolds gave a lecture to the Royal Academy saying that blue and other cool colours of that kind could not be the dominant colour in a work of art.
Gainsborough had painted a pink boy, and the styles of the Blue Boy and Pinky were noticeably different, but their eventual pairing cemented their association to one another. This association with pink to femininity grew after Dwight D. Eisenhower's wife, Mamie, wore a pink dress to the inaugural ball in 1953. The press described her dress as a delicate yet definite Renoir pink. This dress was noticeably different from the wartime styles of previous dresses, but matched with the gender ideals of the 1950s, as she held her delicate position beside her husband as First Lady. That same year, Marilyn Monroe wore her own, more vibrantly colored pink dress in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. These two dresses are used differently, but serve a similar purpose. Mamie is dressed in a light, delicate shade that paints her as the ideal wife, and Marilyn is dressed in a hot pink shade that paints her as the ideal sex symbol. Both dresses function to portray 1950s ideals, both the imaginable and the unachievable. By the 1970s, this color starts to be remolded. Through their marketing, Barbie became synonymous with pink.
I am anything, anything. I am anything, anything. I am anything I want to be.
They chose a strong, vibrant shade to match the doll with every career. This color that has been commonly associated to compassion and innocent love has been retooled to represent self-love and female solidarity. And from then on, the color becomes strongly associated with women. To this day, at baby showers, pink means girl and blue means boy. Interestingly, a large part of the growing distinction made between blue and pink came from messaging and marketing.
It took place gradually over the course of the 19th and early 20th century, mostly as a result of marketing campaigns to sell more children's clothes.
Going into the 20th century, there were already quite a few associations with pink. Its popularity among the wealthy European class in the 1800s and association with royal figures like Madame de Pompadour added to its identity. Looking at nature, tall, majestic birds and dainty, shortly lived flowers are pink. This all combines to its eventual place in fashion and art, and more importantly, marketing. It's amazing the number of products whose identities completely changed because of a marketing campaign. Diamonds were marketed as being a girl's best friend, a symbol of eternal love, lasting forever, so diamonds developed this identity of being a necessary luxury. And even now, with cheaper and more ethically sourced alternatives, they still remain the norm in most brides' minds. Spam was marketed as a wartime food, a can of meat that was affordable, useful, and made for convenience, not luxury.
A diamond is forever. De Beers.
Spam. Don't knock it till you've fried it.
Monty Python makes jokes about it, and then it becomes synonymous with excessive and annoying emails. And just like the diamonds, it stuck. These are reflections of societal expectations, but they're really just marketing campaigns. And the same thing can be said for pink. The real shift in pink being a gendered color came in the 20th century, when people were jumping to strictly defined gender roles. Businesses were also jumping to make money, and separating genders into two colors and marketing them as being ingrained within them sells clothes, toys, and furniture.
The Americans decided you could really make money out of color-coding children's clothes.
Wow, so pink, that's actually kind of crazy. Pink really became a whole marketing tool, huh, to make more money. That's how it is at the end of the day, bro. That's America for you. I can tell you that.
So let's put that historical context into the discussion of pink hair. The commonality between these characters is that the purpose of the color is immediately assumed, but the reasoning is slowly uncovered. Pink started as the color of the dawn, then the color of schoolboys. It became an ideal, a stereotype, and then a subversion. In the 21st century, Elle Woods wears all pink, a delicate, feminine color that challenges people to underestimate her.
This character starts out being the kind of woman that you would kind of
So misdirection? The point of pink is for you to make your assumptions, then be wrong about said assumptions about the character? Is that what she's leading to?
count. You wouldn't think, oh, she's so academic and intellectual. But she ultimately proves everybody wrong by winning the day and studying really hard and succeeding.
How has it been associated so strongly with, on the one hand, prettiness, romanticism, femininity, and on the other hand, a kind of terminal lack of seriousness?
Jennifer wears cropped pink clothes with hearts on it and pink earrings, an intentional detail showing how she plays into the way she's viewed in order to manipulate others. In terms of our pink-haired characters, Princess Bubblegum has pink hair, so when you first see her, you might assume she's girly, and her status as a princess might reaffirm this idea that she's weak, or at least unwilling to fight. But throughout her development, we see that her unassuming exterior is not reflective of her leadership capabilities. She's feminine, but she's also strategic and capable of holding her own in fights. Ramona is first introduced with pink hair. We associate pink with romance, and seeing how she's initially framed through Scott's eyes, we might assume that her purpose in the story is to be an elusive romantic interest for Scott. But when they see each other at the party, she's changed her hair from hot pink to dark blue. She's traded in the romantic color for a detached one. Scott will have to work and complete tasks to actually date her. Pink hair can change symbolism based on the shade. Lighter, rosier pinks are more unassuming and can indicate a softer, more composed character. More vibrant, hot pinks are more attention-grabbing. They can signal a hot-headed character, or a character meant to be the focus of the story, or another character. It can also change based on the shape. Alice has a bob. The bob is put together, it's neat, it's made to make a specific impression on the other characters. Vi's hair is an asymmetrical, unique cut. She's not a follower, she's gone through some emotional trauma, she needs it cut short for practical combat reasons. Poppy has troll's hair. It defies gravity, and it reminds us of childhood, which relates to her childlike, unwaning optimism. Pink hair has always been slightly misunderstood. It's carried a double meaning, sometimes an opposing one at that. It's a chimera. It was pigeonholed into a color-coded gender bias by a curator's collection that took two separate pieces of art that, when put together, formed a new narrative, and created an assumed color association that rooted itself in society and remained to this day.
Nah, that was a pretty tough video. I can't hold you. I like these analysis videos, bro. This might be analysis night. Let's see what the For You page has for me. Hoteps and Fake Friends. That's a crazy title. Actually, we'll add that to the list just in case. Things to react to. Where are the Streamer University students now? Dang, Cooking with Kyle did kind of disappear, huh? Cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya. What's this? Wu Chang. It's a PlayStation game too? Let's give it a quick gander. Oh, this fight was so fake, bro. Actually, we'll open that a new tab. And then they retconned Ash Greninja. So that's not too bad of a retcon. Like, it sucks that Ash Greninja is a canon, but at the same time, that now just says that Ash is just, normal Greninja was fighting a Mega Evolved Charizard and was putting in work. Like, all of its fights just upscale Greninja because of him not being, Ash Greninja instead. So that's pretty... And we lost Ash Greninja, but, duh, because now we know just regular Greninja is just insanely broken. It was fighting, like, insane people way above his pay grade. Megas and whatnot. It's just a basic Greninja. Let's check out this game real quick.
Back so soon, little girl?
The unending cycle of cause and effect has you wrapped tight. This land is no longer as it seems.
Damn, why I drop in frames? Ugh. Let's go with 1060. Nah, it should look pretty.
Back so soon, little girl?
There we go.
The unending cycle of cause and effect has you wrapped tight. This land is no longer as it seems.
A fleeting glimpse through heaven's eyes, only to find myself trapped in this mortal guise. I should have known. You've been meddling with fate all along.
Seems so far I can do like a lot of cool stuff. I won't pause, my bad.
Try to grasp it, and you bring down the wrath of the very heavens.
So, how far do you think you'll make it?
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The wheel turns, always waiting for rebirth.
Like, it looks cool. I like all the visual stuff and whatnot, but like nowadays, I just seen this stuff before. Like I just saw we had Wukong, then we also had like what is it, Elden Ring, Night Rain was it? Like they're all looking kind of similar, but like just trying to find the word. A burger with different seasoning. There we go. And maybe a different bun. Like I'm getting like a burger, slightly different seasoning, a different burger, a different bun. So like the presentation slightly different, but like everything else is almost the same. Almost, you get like a lot of options, a lot of customization, a lot of different ways to fight the bosses. And the only unique things is the story itself, and then boss design. But like the looks, Like, they all almost look the same. You know, if you put Wukong in that game, he would probably fit, you know, just the way his character design or his character model works. Know what I mean? But yeah, looks cool, looks fun, but, you know, I feel like I've been seeing this all the time. Like, I need something different. Like, I need, like, a different art style or something, you know? Like, some of these games are starting to look a lot too similar. Just, you know, different gameplay and stuff, and different gameplay and character designs. That looks decent. Will Latina baddie steal her boyfriend? Click.
The stakes have been raised.
Bro, I could really go like a chili cheese dog right now. That'll be gas. Check chat real quick. Alright, y'all still vibing? We're still cool here. Wait a second. Why is quality? Can y'all get higher up here? Let's check. You can. I'll treat y'all well. Pause. Pause in the video. I wasn't saying pause as in. Still.
You ever see an artist with a...
What to watch? What to watch? I'm getting sleepy. But I did start late. That's out of me. We'll save this one for next stream. We'll watch this. I am curious about this, so we'll save this for next stream. And this, you'll save this for next stream and watch that one. Because we just watched, like, what? Anime, not anime, but, you know, the pink color. And just watch that. So let's switch up a bit. Some live action stuff. I want to do, like, back-to-back animation. Well, that video had, like, everything, though. It had, like, cartoons, anime, live action movies, and whatnot. It had options. We just did an anime video with this. We'll break it up, break the pattern, and do this right here. Alright, let's check out J Diggs. Here's why every artist goes broke. Alright, y'all, if you don't subscribe, it hurts me. Please. Thank y'all for following on Twitch. You know, people who are watching. Please drop another follow. There's 2 of y'all watching, you know. It's nice here. Food for thought. Alright.
A platinum record, designer clothes, a Lambo in the background, and think, damn, they must be rich. Yeah, nah.
This music shit is a rap. I'm saying all of the musicians are broke.
There's only a few artists in the game that really make money. So everything you seeing ain't real.
I was really thinking, bro, why do everybody got money and I don't got no money? Is it because I'm independent? The truth is, everybody didn't have no money. But, you know, they don't tell you that because the label job is to make it look like you got some money. We'll give you the car, we're gonna give you the cosigns, we're gonna put you in the studio with this motherfucker, we're gonna have cameras following you around everywhere you go. I was thinking like, damn, everybody getting money but me, but nah, everybody look like they got money except me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Some of your favorite artists were living off ramen noodles while topping the Billboard charts. And not just one-hit wonders. I'm talking about legends, Grammy winners, icons, dead broke. In this video, we're diving into the brokest artists in the music industry. Some lost it all from bad deals, and others just made terrible decisions. But the ending is always the same. Broken dreams, empty wallets, and sometimes FBI raids.
Damn.
Let's get into it. Before they went broke, TLC...
Okay, I'm looking at it. I think I'm gonna edit the Batman thing right here. I'm gonna make it smaller. Just a tad. And that's too small. There we go. I think this is decent. It's just kissing it now. Yeah. Check this out. Check this out. See a difference? I feel like, oh shoot. Actually not. See the difference? I feel like that's like a lot better. But how small it is. It's like very low key. Yeah, I'm messing with that. I think that's a lot better. That's a lot better.
He was untouchable. The trio, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Tion T-Boz Watkins, and Rosanda Chili Thomas, exploded onto the scene in the early 90s with a unique blend of R&B, hip-hop, and pop. Their debut album, Ooh, on the TLC tip, set the stage. But it was Crazy Sexy Cool that turned them into legends. That album went 12 times platinum. They were everywhere. MTV, BET, award shows. They won Grammys. They influenced fashion. They became role models. Their image was bold. Their music was iconic. And their success was unstoppable. Until it wasn't. In 1995, the headlines hit. TLC files for bankruptcy.
Damn.
We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years. And we are broke as broke can be. And we're not like trying to be a sad story. If that was the case, we would have been on everybody's talk show talking about how broke we are. We haven't done that. I know it's hard to believe because we've sold so many albums, but it is possible. That's the deal here. So, and we're not happy at all.
How does that even happen? Here's the trick. They signed to LaFace Records under a contract so predatory, it could have been drafted by a Bond villain. TLC earned less than 10 cents per album sold. By the time you cut that up between 3 people, take out taxes, pay managers, lawyers, stylists, and recoup the label's expenses, it's ramen noodles budget at best. They were handed what's called an advance. Money that's not free, by the way. It's basically a loan. The label pays for studio time, marketing, tours, then they charge it all back to the artist before royalties even hit their pocket. It's like being told, hey, congratulations, you made $1 million. Now you gotta pay back this $950,000 bill. And here's the kicker. While TLC was struggling, their label execs were becoming millionaires. Off of their backs, Clive Davis and LaFace execs were getting bonuses from the same albums TLC couldn't even eat off of. Even their lawyers were double dipping, advising the girls while also working with the label. It was a textbook case of exploitation disguised as opportunity. This wasn't just bad business. This was a system designed to trap young, talented black women into signing their rights away before they even knew what publishing was. Lisa Left Eye Lopez literally broke it down on national TV. The group was selling out stadiums, breaking records, and each member was walking away with only $50,000. Meanwhile, the label executives, they was eating filet mignon off their platinum plaques.
This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone get ready to do your math. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. But as time went on, we learned a lot. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000 a piece, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And what am I gonna pay my bills with?
Left Eye said it best. This is how a group can sell 10 million albums and be broke. Let that sink in. T-Pain didn't just make hits. He rewired the sound of modern hip-hop and pop. Before him, autotune was mostly used to discreetly correct pitch. And after him, it became a stylistic weapon. From Buy You a Drink to...
Guys, that is insane filter right there. Jesus, or crazy makeup. Jesus Christ, bro.
To Bartender. To every feature in the mid-2000s. His voice wasn't just recognizable. It became the sound of the entire era. And that's not an exaggeration. Without T-Pain, there's no Kanye West on 808s and Heartbreak. There's no Travis Scott space crooning over dark trap beats. No Future melodic mumble rap. Even Kanye admitted it. T-Pain walked so he could 808.
It really came down to the same fact of what Kanye told me. Like, you know, he said to me that 808s and Heartbreaks is Rapper Turn Singer. Because Rapper Turn Singer was a bunch of love songs with a ton of bass in them. And I'm making love songs with bass, love songs being the heartbreak, 808s being the bass. So, in a sense, we just kind of remade Rapper Turn Singer, but, you know, in all honesty, just like Kanye said, he just had a better marketing plan.
At one point, T-Pain was so dominant that if you were an artist without a T-Pain feature, you were probably just waiting for one. He was everywhere. Grammys, BET.
T-Pain really was that guy. You know what I mean? Like, looking back at it, like, he made some bangers. Yeah. What an era of music. Music nowadays it's been alright, bro, but like, it hasn't really been like, oh my god, this is peak. I haven't had like a peak year like that in a minute. You could say maybe last year because it's like the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef, but besides that, it's been kind of calm, very stagnant. I need like a boost, someone that's going to really shake up the industry.
MTV, Billboard, and behind all of it, he was raking in what he said was over 40 million. Then he lost it all. T-Pain went on a now legendary interview circuit explaining how he blew through every dollar.
When you say you was broke, was you had like $0 broke?
I like had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
Wow.
Yeah.
After having, what's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
40 million.
Jesus Christ, T-Pain. How do you have a hairline? My God.
Yeah,
$40 million to zero?
Real estate deals gone wrong. A $1.2 million Bugatti that kept breaking down. Jewelry, chains, custom speakers, and a stripper pole in the living room. He admitted he didn't invest. He didn't budget and trusted the wrong people.
That would do it, bro. You need to learn how to budget, know how to invest, you know. Talk to people who actually want to help you out. It's kind of hard, like, once you get money, like, to find people you can actually trust, people just trying to get a quick buck off you. Like, that vetting process is tough, you know what I mean? Then the taxes, too, it's kind of hard.
Literally, the money dried up. He said at one point he couldn't afford to take his kids to Burger King.
If I would have had the information beforehand, I would have done better in my career. I would have been bigger. I would have gone broke. I would have never done anything. But everybody before me that I had to look up to, they were just like, no, this is great. Once you start rapping, it's just money all the time. Nothing's ever going to happen bad. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Your family's not gonna come after you. Nothing's gonna happen.
Imagine going from Billboard #1s to struggling with fast food money. But unlike some others, T-Pain got real about it. He got on Twitch, started producing his own music again, toured smart, and became an advocate for financial literacy. His comeback was humble, honest, and a warning to artists of today. He said, don't just get money, learn how to keep it. Before the money problems, B.O.B. looked like he was headed for Rap Pop Hall of Fame. In 2010, he dropped B.O.B. Presents The Adventures of Bobby Ray, and it blew up. He had major hits with Bruno Mars, Nothing on You, Haley Williams, Airplanes, Rivers Cuomo, Magic.
Yo, that man had bangers. Jesus Christ, I forgot.
Every single felt like a summer anthem. He wasn't just getting radio spins. He was crossing genres, collaborating with rock stars, performing on award shows, headlining tours. But behind the scenes, the checks weren't checking. B.O.B. eventually came out and said it plainly. He was broke. He signed with Atlantic Records early in his career, and like many major label deals, his contract was designed to benefit the label, not the artist. He didn't own his music. He didn't control the revenue streams. Despite dropping platinum singles, his bank account barely reflected his success. He compared it to being trapped. The more hits he made, the more the label profited. And he just watched everyone else get rich off his work.
I got signed at, so like typically when you're an artist or you're doing a deal, a record deal, you do the record deal and then someone's probably gonna approach you for a publishing deal if you songwrite or produce or something like that. And so, I mean, even if you don't, I mean, you're an artist, so someone's gonna make money.
So he broke free. He left Atlantic, went independent, and started selling music directly to his fans. He began to earn money only when he left the system that exploited him. Think about that. One of the most recognizable voices of the early 2010s had to start from scratch just to make a real living. That's not a one-off story. That's industry standard. What makes B.O.B.'s story even sadder is he was marketed as a success story, the genre-bending smart rapper who made it mainstream. But behind closed doors, the pressure to deliver crossover hits meant he lost creative control. By the time he wanted to pivot and talk about deeper topics, the label didn't care. His decline wasn't just financial, it was emotional and artistic too. When he finally went indie, he started rapping about conspiracies and government control. To some fans, it seemed like he snapped. But maybe he was just finally speaking freely for the first time in years. Kesha exploded in 2009 with TikTok.
I had a huge crush on Kesha back in the day.
One of the most infectious, high-energy pop.
Did he say TikTok?
But maybe he was just finally speaking freely for the first time in years. Kesha exploded in 2009 with TikTok, one of the most infectious, high-energy
Tip Top
pop songs of the 2000s. It broke records. It made her a star overnight. She followed it up with bangers like We Are Who We Are, Blow, and Die Young. Her image, glitter, rebellion, party girl chaos. Her reality, legal shackles. Despite all those hits, Kesha wasn't free. She was signed to Dr. Luke under Sony, and behind the scenes, she was locked in one of the ugliest contracts disputes in music history. In 2014, she sued Dr. Luke for sexual assault, battery, and emotional abuse, claiming he controlled every aspect of her career and threatened to ruin her if she spoke out. But because he owned her contract, the lawsuit turned into a legal tug-of-war over her ability to release music at all. For years, Kesha couldn't drop music without going through the same man she was accusing of abuse. And to make things worse, she still owed him albums. If she broke the contract, she'd be sued. If she stayed, she'd have to work with him.
Bro, this music industry is disgusting. Jesus, bro. Like, people can't win. Either getting screwed over or actually getting screwed without consent. It's just like, bro, it sucks out here. It really does.
It's a lose-lose.
Just the entertainment industry just kind of sucks. Even actors do the same thing too, bro. Blackmail, being abused and whatnot. Just ugh.
Scenario, and with that came a huge financial cost. While her old singles racked up hundreds of millions of streams, Kesha was spending millions on legal fees, not making millions from her royalties. She was one of the most famous women in pop, but she couldn't fully tour, promote, or even release music the way other artists could. For nearly 5 years, she was bleeding money while the industry moved on. Even when she dropped her powerful comeback album, Rainbow, in 2017, it was still released under the label that was tied to Dr. Luke, meaning he still profited from it. She was literally paying the man she was trying to escape from. Kesha's story isn't just about financial downfall. It's about how an artist at the top of the charts can be creatively and financially imprisoned by bad contracts and legal entanglements. And here's the real kicker. TikTok was once the most downloaded digital single in history. It made tens of millions, but the person who sang it barely saw any of it. Before the meme...
Crazy. I can't get the view at this point, bro. It's just, going with different characters. Or not characters, people's stories. The hits aren't hitting for a reason. Interesting. Oh, is there lag? There we go. Unpopular opinions that will probably piss you off. Part 2. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see if he's actually spitting or just, clickbaiting. We'll put that on the list. That seems interesting. Cheers about that too. And let's check out this. Don't probably call it a 1.
Imagine being able to build
like shooting
popular
stars.
opinions.
Alright, y'all are still chilling. Still chilling. Fantastic. Oh my god. Why freeze? There we go.
That will probably piss you off. At least half of Sabrina Carpenter's audience doesn't care about her music. They just think she looks good. As a matter of fact, this isn't just for Sabrina Carpenter. This is for a good amount of female artists in general. But I'm using her as an example. Now, Walker, before you say I'm wrong, what's the first thing that you think about when you think of Sabrina Carpenter? As a matter of fact,
I think you're thinking of the male audiences. The lady audience loves that woman. They know like all of her songs, albums, and whatnot. They truly do. If you're talking about the male audience, they just think she's hot. You know, they might listen to a song or two, but yeah, that's kind of just like you're seeing one side of it. You're probably seeing like the guy side, not the lady side.
let me answer that for you. You don't think of Espresso, you think of her doing those sex positions on stage. Proved my point exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, her music is cool. It's alright. It's decent. It's listenable. At the same time, we all know of Sabrina Carpenter because of her crazy antics, not because of her music.
I thought you were talking about the fans. You switched up on this, buddy. You switched up. I'm playing devil's advocate because I want to keep this video interesting. Not video, but, you know, the content interesting. And he said, probably piss you off, and we're just disagreeing right now.
Yeah. Hell, I'll probably listen to an Olivia Rodrigo song before I listen to a Sabrina Carpenter one. Again, don't think it's bad, just don't care. And you most likely don't care either. Hell, because most of her audience doesn't really care about her breakups, they just care about her ass cheeks, and they're trying to see those over her getting her heart broken.
Again, that's most of her audience is women. I think you're probably chronically online like me. So you just see like a bunch of guys talking about Sabrina Carpenter and whatnot, but like, no. They for sure might listen to a song or two, but they're not Sabrina Carpenter fans. They are the horny people. But the majority of her fan base actually like really likes her songs, bro. Trust me on that.
Game is game, ball is ball. Next one. Number 2, being weird on social media is only cool if you're attractive. Just being honest, I don't like that this is true, but it is true. I'm gonna keep it a bean. For instance, if somebody like Quinn Blackwell wasn't fine, people would think she's a literal psychopath. And the same thing with Ted Bundy. Like, imagine linking with a girl and she had a teeth collection in her drawer. You would think she's insane, right? Now imagine if that girl looked like Ash Cash. Now all of a sudden she's just quirky. My point proven exactly. Next up. Thing number 3, people need to stop being embarrassed so much and just live life. But just be
Not especially on social media. Yeah, if you're weird, we're like collecting teeth and whatnot, and you're a baddie, people look over it. But if you're weird and you're looking like but like Dabo, then yeah, people can be like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Why you collect the teeth? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's valid. That's not really a hot take or an unpopular opinion.
Because you have a rip in your pants doesn't mean it's the end of the world. People need to be more comfortable with being humans, not robots. Let yourself be a fuck up. And instead of being embarrassed, laugh at it and
okay, that's not really an unpopular opinion, just motivational advice.
Move on with your life like everybody else does. Like nowadays, people are too scared to dance at a party. Brother, that's the whole point of being here, to dance. I promise you, nobody thinks that you're cooler by standing on the wall trying to aura form. Live life, Chaz. The hoes are not impressed. And also, most of the time, nobody really cares about your Instagram flick. So wear what you want and just post what you want. Stop caring about other people. You're not an influencer. You're a human being. Stop trying to act like one. Thing number 4, fist fighting should only be reserved for actual serious conflict. If it's anything besides that, then talk it out like real men. Or like a real woman. Let's be inclusive. Like, if fighting is the first thing you want to do after you get into a disagreement, I'm gonna be honest, you need to grow up. Like, honestly, that just stop being cool after high school, bro. Like, nobody cares that you want to fight. We're grown adults. Learn to talk out disagreements. The only time you should honestly fight is to defend yourself or defend your family. Besides that, you're doing a little bit too much. Just talk it out like decent human being. Fighting is just pointless. Thing number 5, height doesn't matter unless you're a professional athlete. Unless you're trying to guard LeBron or get...
That actually is a very unpopular opinion. I'm glad he said that, bro. Like, people be thinking height matters. It doesn't matter. Really? It's like, what I'm looking for. Height gets your foot, like, I think he's talking about relationship stuff and whatnot for guys. Like, oh, I'm 5'5". I'm not gonna get a girl. Like all the 6-foot guys are getting all girls. Like, no, King. No, King. You can still pull baddies. You just need to up your personality game and just have good talk game in general. You could pull baddies. You don't need to be 6 foot tall. I promise you, I assure you, being tall just gets your foot in the door for sure. Will give you looks and whatnot. But 9 times out of 10. Yeah, we'll say 9 times out of 10, bro. Like, Some of those really tall dudes still be having a personality. They be kind of dry, but they get away with it because they're tall. Some of them are kind of attractive, so it's like, okay, she'll let us slide with now. He might be no real personality, but he's kind of cute and tall, so boom, whatever. But someone with a strong personality, so interesting, a little bit funny, has good game, talks to her. The tall guy's gonna lose 8 times out of 10. No, I'll say 9 times out of 10 also. So yeah, height does not matter at all. He is actually absolutely right about that. That is a solid, unpopular opinion, because I feel like nowadays, especially with, you know, the rise of incels and red pillars, they're kind of quiet now, but they are still strong and existent, especially online too. Like, they need to hear that, bro. They be thinking they need to be making 6 figures and whatnot, 6 foot tall, just all this crazy stuff. Like, bro, calm down. You're overthinking it. It's not that serious. Solid personality, goals for yourself. Strive for said goals. You're gonna do decent. I promise you.
Massage like Deshaun. Height doesn't really matter in your life. Let's keep it a bit. Yeah, women care about it theoretically, but at the same time, as long as you're masculine, women don't really care about it. They just say they did. I seen a 5'4" guy pull a 6-foot girl the same day he met her, and the only thing he did was just be himself. But also, he had confidence. When you really that, it really doesn't matter how tall you are.
Wow, it's like I just said that. Practically, it's the same thing.
Keep that in mind to all of my short niggas out there. Height doesn't matter. Unless you try to guard Steph Curry, I'm not gonna lie to you. Next one, I'd rather trust a bad person who's honest about who they are than a quote-unquote good person who lies a lot. Honesty is very valuable, and in my opinion,
His opinions aren't too crazy anymore. It's kind of meh. But hey, iCloud9, check him out. Drops apparently strong bangers that people love. Wow. Interesting. Saw this video. 3 years. He was locked in. 139. Okay. I know it's bad to compare, but I always like to see, you know, how people are doing and whatnot. What are they doing? What am I not doing? Thumbnails are on point. I'm taking notes. Don't y'all worry. We take notes to learn. 10 days ago, 11. Give us a couple days and takes a break. Evil snow bunny mind control epidemic. Interesting. Alright, we're going to take some notes. We're going to work on thumbnails for my next video. Interesting topic. That's relevant. Because I feel like Love Island kind of is dead now, talking point wise. We'll see though, we'll see. Love Island. Let's search that up. 10 days ago, 7 days ago. Yeah, Love Island's had its time. Okay. I think we are out. Ooh, wait a second. I love these. I see these on TikTok. Well, let's check this out, actually. Let's check this out. I do love these Pokemon videos. I like National Geographic type.
For the Torterra, life is best enjoyed in the slow lane. They spend the bulk of their days napping, and not much else. Conserving precious energy is a time-tested strategy in an otherwise fast-paced world. But resting in one spot loses its charm after a while. It's about time for a change of pace. Rarely seen in motion, groups of Torterra are often mistaken for moving forests.
That's actually a pretty cool shot, I'm not gonna hold you.
This male seems a bit too fond of his lounging spot to join the others. Though a drink of water would be nice. There should be a lake just beyond the trees. It's not too far, he'll get there. Eventually. Of course, a sudden surge of movement from a Torterra can spell trouble for those living on his back. For some unlucky residents, it will take some work.
This is why one of the reasons I really like Torterra as a Pokemon, just in the Pokedex. It's just the fact that there's like little other Pokemon living on top of it. Like it's that big. It's just so cool. Like Torterra is like one of those cool turtles for sure.
To get back home. For everyone else, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
And I do like how it like keeps the theme of, you know, something blooming on the grass starter. Like I think Venusaur was done pretty well. Yeah, Venusaur. Was it Megalonium, is it? I forgot the Gen 2 starter. Chikorita. Shit. Bayleaf. And then Bayleaf evolution. Meganium. Theirs was okay, but like that's whatever. What's the next one? I think the next one's like a Sceptile, right? Just search Gen starter Pokemon images. There we go. So yeah, that kept the theme of, you know, something blooming. They did too, Sceptile like theirs. With the tail. Oh, I guess it just stopped at Gen 4, huh? Shame, because I did like how the tail kind of bloomed into something bigger. The tree. Just that nothing really happened, just bigger. Yeah. Unfortunate. But I guess they didn't want to keep on doing it because for 4 generations, you kind of kept that theme up, so you gotta switch up a little bit. The newest one had a... Am I looking at the newest one? No, we're missing one. With the duck, the cat, and the crocodile. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9. There they are. Okay. That was a huge segue, but I just want to talk about that.
Within the next few hours or so, this determined Torterra will finally arrive at his destination. He's almost there. Fresh water at last. But he's not the only one in search of a refreshment. A female approaches. Sensing a potential mate, he springs to life with a burst of agility and sets off in hot pursuit.
Horny man, bro.
Sadly, the Lady Torterra doesn't seem very interested, and giving chase is too much work for our lounge-loving male. He may have failed this time, but he's more than happy to enjoy another rest. After all, there's no reason to rush. Perhaps slow and steady will someday work in his favor.
That was cute. I will say this does remind me of the topic of, you know, making male and female Pokemon like more obvious. Like I feel like Fortune for example, like maybe for like the female, like one less spike, or like the horns are maybe like obviously smaller or like slightly curved or something like that. Or the males have like stuff like that. So like nothing too crazy, but like a very noticeable difference with something. So like you don't have to like do too much changes, if that makes sense. It's like if you look at them like with the actual male versus female Pokemon, like this change is like so small. It's like, oh, I kind of noticed that, but you want to be like, okay, I see it. Like, let me see. Let me Charizard. Where's this female? Yeah, like something like this. You know what I mean? Like one horn. Or like the wings don't have like a little thing on them. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was like very obvious. Stupid. Pikachu, they have a decent one. Like there's like a heart for the tail. What could they do for Venusaur? Ooh, yeah, like for the, like keep the, like again, you don't want to make it too drastic of a change. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to make him having like different colors because you want to make it very serialized, not serialized, but still easy to print out. Like you don't want to do too much work, just a little bit. So like I feel like for like females, just make these just round instead. Like 6 petals, make these like very obviously round. Boom. Trico. What can they do for him? Should we worry about first form? Or first stage? I mean, I guess we should. What could they do? Again, you don't want to make it like too drastic. Male versus female Pokemon. That's cute. I do like that. Shorter ears. You know what I mean? Like small stuff like that. And just, you know, clean up a bit, you know? Alakazam. Yeah, make the mustache shorter. Oh, I think they already did that. Like that one, I feel like you gotta do more. A little bump at the top, that's insane work. I don't want to look too hard. Well, no, the heart, I guess again, you make it simple but easy enough to recognize. That's another one. Yeah, up here versus down here. I like stuff like that. That's smart. That's smart actually. Now, it's like with birds and whatnot, I kind of like the idea of, you know, going with Animal Kingdom. That's kind of cool. And like with stuff like this, Nidoqueen, that makes sense. What about Torchic? I think it really should be like a hair thing, you know what I mean? Like, what can you do? Maybe add like a single hair right out there. So it's like a little crown almost. It's like very obvious. So like 2 hairs, boom, for the male, none for the female. Torchic. That's actually not bad. I honestly even want to take it a step further. Like males have just clipped wings, females don't. And then, no, but then that's probably doing too much. Because I'm thinking like maybe take off one of the spikes for the males. It's like males have no spikes on the arms, but females do. That would be interesting. What about this? Frogs might be hard. We'll make it easy. Or it's like a simple color change or simple removal. Not like a huge, you know, full-on rework. Maybe invert the colors here. Yeah. So, females have black toe, red band right here. Yeah. Flip that. Black toe, red band. Something small like that, like almost like a misprint color. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm cooking right now. I'm cooking. Don't want these things to be obvious. With Jolteon. Low key. Keep the head, but just I say like make the tail have not the full thing white. Instead, just make it so like the tail has like some white off print, if that makes sense. So white on so white the edges. That would be decent. This will be hard. What can you do? I want to say shorter cape. Shorter cape can be the move. I don't know. Is it the move though? Shorter cape? Oh, you know what? The design itself. So I say this should be the female design. Then for the male design, just add like a white line going down or a black line, almost like he's wearing a suit. There you go. So something like that, something simple like that. There we go. Easy enough to recognize. Boom. Another one. You can't fix that, bro. I think it's just like Jinx will just this is just a Jinx Pokemon. You know, there's no male version. I think that would just be a horn thing for sure. I feel like males should curve like forward, almost like an ibex, while females like curve back some. I think that would be decent. Yeah, I like that. So there's more curvature for the male horns, but the female horns, they just stay back. There we go. Another one. I think for some Pokemon though, I just let them be. I just, male, female, they both look the same, but for their evolution for sure make a difference. Like with this, I think for like the head, For the female, I say give them like 1 strand each instead of 2. Yeah, 1 strand each for instead of 2. And instead of 3 tails, just make it like 1 big tail maybe. So like just, you know, cut that off. Just make it like 1 big flappy. Nah. I think the 1 strand at the top would just do better. I think that just works. I'm going to talk about maybe the dots on the head. You know, so for males they keep the 3. For females they just get the 1 right here. I like that. I like that. Just take some off. That's not bad. Keep it simple. You could keep them the same, I guess. That's the first form. Haxorus. Hear me out. Add like a green triangle or something like that for the tail for males. Then females are just like this. So make this the female design. For the male design, just add like, you know, a extra triangle tail for it. Boom. That's it. Even be red or something. Actually, make it like a red triangle for the tail. Like right there. Like boom, boom. That's the male. Keeps the thing with that at the front. Females just get the black tail. There we go. You see what that's kind of fun for me, to be honest. I'm actually enjoying this. But yeah, something like that for sure. Let me check the comments real quick. Okay, y'all chilling. Y'all vibing. Ooh. Oh. Jesus, what was that? My heart. But yeah, that's a really good one right there. See, obvious, but not doing too much. I just saw like a Blaziken one. I feel like this should just be a male designated Pokemon. Like you're gonna have to like do a quick redesign, I think, for sure. Like if you want to do like a female version, I feel like giving like a swimsuit. Okay. This is gonna be like a full rework for Machop. Like for males, they keep the 3. For females, they get 2. Then for this one, the female again the 2, but then she has like a swimsuit instead. Then for Machamp, Sports Bra, panties, 2, and there you go. You got a little lipstick too, like you do for Wobbuffet. Male versus female. Oh my god, look, someone understands my whole kind of. Yes, on something like this, I was thinking Sports Bra, but I think this works too. Make the face a bit softer. There you go. That's good right there. There we go. Like the Sports Bra. I feel like, you know, the hand should be open as well. Take off the 1. Don't have to make the boobies that obvious. I feel like, you know, the Sports Bra will say enough. But yeah, they got for sure like add like to make the face a little bit more effeminate. I think this face is pretty decent. That face is pretty. That face is actually pretty good. Like yeah, add like a female version of Machamp. This kind of works. At that point, you can keep the 3 as well. Yeah, we can keep the 3 at that point. Then when they just evolve, you know, just bodysuit for part 2. Evolve, Final Form, you get the Brawl. Sports Brawl, yeah. I'm pretty sure Machamp is only male, right? I forgot how cool Machamp was. I really liked him as a Pokemon when I was a kid. Yeah, exactly. Like bodysuit for Machoke and Sports Brawl bikini top for Machamp. Yeah. Like, why am I not on Game Freak, bro? We could really help a little bit. We could help out a little bit. Because Machamp really did deserve, like, a female version for sure. But I get, at the same time, I think, it's okay to just have, like, a guy version of Pokemon. Because we have, like, Lopunny and stuff like that. So it's valid. It's valid. And Jinx as well. So it makes sense. The guys can have this one just male Pokemon. Unless there are female versions of it. I don't know about. Yeah, what's the difference? So there is male and female for Machamp. Yeah, like, I don't know the difference. I feel like for sure for him, there should be a major difference. That would have been cool. For this one would have been hard, but it's a starter also. And then it's very effeminate, so, like, it's kind of hard to, like, make a major difference unless you, like, take off I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's just... Yeah, that is tough. Anyway, that was like a huge take. We were talking about Pokemon. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I don't know why I just went on like that huge tidbit. This is a cool video. I think we watched it on stream before. Okay, on that lovely note. Thank you for the stream. I'm going to KO, wake up. I need to do some coding tomorrow. It's not going to be fun. But as the Mayans say, we ball regardless of your feelings. You just got to take the step forward. Baby steps, baby. But yeah, thank you for tuning in for the stream. Like, subscribe, follow Twitch, all that fun stuff. You bums. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I don't know what